The gentlewoman is recognized.
I thank the distinguished gentleman of the January 6th Select Committee. I serve as the chair of the Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security, which collectively with the Judiciary Committee may ultimately be addressing the legislative aspect of what we are here for. In particular, Mr. Speaker, this is a very sad day. I served with my former colleague, our former colleague, Mr. Meadows, a member of the United States Congress. And I believe that it was a number of years that he rose and took an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America. In that oath, he should have recognized the fact that the Article I body of which we stand in today indicates that all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and a House, all legislative powers. In order to have legislative powers, one must have the facts. That is what is being asked for today. I think the American people need to understand that although there may be many concerns, I am from Texas as well. I know the border is not in crisis. It should be addressed. We as Texans know how to address it, and the President Biden, Vice President Harris knows how to address it, as other presidents have. People are fleeing for their lives. But our Constitution says of the Congress, to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into executive the foregoing powers and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the United States of America, and any department or officer therein. We are vested with a lot of powers. One of them is to be able to find the truth, to determine how we preserve our democracy, and how we need to legislate to do so. So I stand on the Constitution as I proceed with why we should move forward. Again, this is a very sad day. But Mark Randall Meadows, former White House Chief of Staff, had a part in the perpetration of the big lie of the election fraud, and we must investigate it. Mr. Meadows was one of a relatively small group of people who witnessed the events of January 6th in the White House and with the then former president. He was there, first-hand knowledge. Some of these that I'll recite has already been recited, but they're only a small measure with the huge bounty of documents that he and his lawyer consented to give to this committee, consented to give voluntarily. And so one must understand that when you do that, there's a question, a waiver of the so-called alleged privilege that you're alleging, the executive privilege. But the courts have already indicated that the privilege lies with the existing president, not the former president. And with that in mind, should we not recognize that the very allies, the media allies of the president, the former president, Laura Ingraham, Mark, the president needs to tell people in the Capitol, go home. This is hurting all of us. Brian Kilmeade, please give him.
But I'll grant the lady 20 seconds more.
You have another minute?
Permission granted.
I think we did. I will grant the gentlelady 30 seconds more.
Thank you. Please get him on TV, Brian Kilmeade, destroying everything we have accomplished. Sean Kennedy, can we be made a statement? Can he make a statement? And Donald Trump Jr. in profanity said, please help us. But I want to just say, the United States versus Bryan says a subpoena has never been treated as an invitation to a game of hare and hounds in which the witness must testify only if cornered at the end of a chase. If that was the case, then indeed the great power of testimonial compulsion, so necessary to the effective functioning of courts and legislatures, would be a nullity. We have often reiterated the importance of the public duty with every person within the jurisdiction of the government be bound to perform when properly summoned. We must do this, sadly, in order for his remarks to save the democracy to be heard. I yield back.